Hello guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks Ace Tanker series. Today we'll be driving the Panther 88. And we'll be driving this tank on the map very Salient. As you can see, it's an encounter battle mode. And as I'm a medium tank tier 8 in a tier 10 game, I will be playing the support role in this tank. As you can see, most of our team is basically splitting up. The heavy tanks are pushing to the hill, and the medium tanks and the tank destroyers are going on the 1 line and 2 line. All of the meteors are rushing in the middle, and they will be trying to spot the middle ridge and maybe put a couple of shots across the middle. So as this is the encounter battle mode, you should not expect much resistance on the 1 and 2 line. But as you can see, there is a lot of movement in the middle of the map, and we don't know where most of the enemy heavy tanks are going to be. So, a couple of words about this tank. The main feature of this tank is its gun. It is a very capable gun. It has 202 mm of penetration, I believe, and 240 damage per shot. But one thing that this tank separates from the other tanks in the tier 8 and separates it from the Panther II, on which this tank has been based off, is the rate of fire of the gun. So this tank basically is a Panther II reskinned, but it lost a lot of Panther II features like the good armor, the good engine, and the other things that made the Panther II the tank it is, but it gained a lot in the rate of fire and in the gun handling. So the gun performs better, it aims better, it is more accurate, and for all intents and purposes you are going to drive this tank as a sniper. So you see me here positioning on a typical position on the middle of the map when you are trying to defend the hill. Now, for those of you who don't know how to play this map, when you are basically want to defend the hill, you should always take the middle and go for the heavies or the mediums that are trying to climb the hill. Now, this T-34 is doing a really bad thing here for me. He's actually received 1 shot and he is trying to hide his tank behind mine and shoot from there. So you have to watch out for these kind of players in the world of tanks, because not everybody is going to play like a gentleman and allow you to play your game without interrupting you. So as I was going to say about this map, if you are planning to win this, you basically have to control the middle. A lot of players just think that taking the hill is enough, but as you can see, when you have good spots on the hill, you can put more and more pressure from the middle and make these tanks that are pushing up retreat. So the enemy tanks are playing very aggressively on the hills, and why wouldn't they? They have all of the heavy tanks up there. But that's why they lost the left side of the map, and they will be flanked as soon as our team finishes the T-30 and goes for the A6, A7 crossing. So they start the cap now with 1 heavy tank. Controlling the hill is very good because you can basically shoot at anything that is in your view range, but one small thing that the enemy team is forgetting: they do not have any spotters to spot the middle and allow them to shoot from the hill. So you saw me here playing basically a sniper role. This is what you have to do in this tank. You don't have enough armor to go around and try and fight other tanks, because you're going to get penetrated every time. You don't have the biggest stage pool in the tier 8, so you can take a couple of shots, but for every shot that you take you have to be ready to put 2 in the enemy. So I'm trying to snipe this E100 in the small strip above the cupola. I'm not going to hit that anyways. but nevertheless you can spam the shells in this tank, because basically every shells is like 250 silver, and this is a premium tank. It will earn like a tier 8 premium tank, and you will basically always be in the plus. So this game is coming to a close. They still have 3 tier 10 tanks, but they're in an awkward position. They're being outspotted all the time, and they cannot do anything from the hill because they don't have any spots in the middle. So I'm doing as much damage as I can. I'm shooting at every tank that is spotted, and now I'm deciding that I have to move in and basically put the pressure on the cap and force the enemies to come across, because the entirety of our team is waiting on the B line. They are not crossing the hill and putting pressure on the Tiger II. They're just waiting and trying to shoot on the heavies. So you saw me there turning around for a second. I am positioning my tank here in 2 different directions to have cover from the hill and from the Rheinmetall Borsig. So these 2 houses are providing cover for me from the hill and from the Rheinmetall. So the equipment that you should use on this tank is gun rammer, ventilation, and either go for the coated optics or go for the binoculars as I'm doing here, because this is a sniping tank, and as long as you can spot your enemies before they spot you, you will do damage, and after you fire you can back off and basically hide and wait for another spot and go for another shot. So as soon as the E100 and IS-7 are spotted on the hill, I'm putting some pressure on them and shooting them. You see that this penetration of 200 damage, 200 millimeters of penetration is enough to go through the side armor of the E100, and that's what you should do. You should always go for the flank on the enemy tanks. This tank is not that great mobility wise because it has a really weak engine, but if you get to a position from where you can snipe, you should always try and snipe the enemies and not go head first. Use your team, let them spot for you, and you will repay them by doing a lot of damage in the game. So I took out T100 there. That's my 3rd kill. The enemy team was playing in a platoon. They decided to push the hill, and they were wrong. The 3 of them needed to carry this game if they wanted to win. I'm still shooting on this IS-7, tracking it once. The Rheinmetall gets spotted. I turn around, focus my attention on the Rheinmetall, so I don't have to cover from him behind the scouts again. Unfortunately I miss, but now I have a position to shoot from the other angle on the IS-7, maybe try and fight his behind. So would I recommend this tank? I bought this tank basically because I have the crew for it. If you are going for a tier 8 tank, you should go for something that is more appropriate for you, like a CDC or Super Pershing, that suits your style of the gameplay the best. So that's a GG, and let's take a look at those game stats. As you can see, I didn't get a lot of medals in this tank, only Bruiser, Fighter, Firefighter Fanked, and Lehvaslaiho medal for killing 2 heavy tanks with a medium tank that are 2 tiers higher than me, and of course the Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. On the Steam score sheet you can see that I finished first with 1225 experience, 3441 damage and 4 kills, which is very good for a tier 8 tank in a tier 10 game. On the detail report you can see that I fired 38 shots, of which 28 hit the target and 16 penetrated. Now, as I was firing a couple of gold shells, I had to pay a hefty price of 46,000 credits, but all in all I still had 15,000 credits of profit with standard account, which only goes to show that this tank is a good moneymaker. Thank you all for watching. If you didn't like the video, drop a dislike or leave a comment how I can improve the channel. And if you liked the video, hit the like button, share and subscribe for more content, as it really helps me out a lot. And then also don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Google Plus to get the new content first, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And if you're wondering what to watch next, hit the little I button in the top right corner and it will lead you to another video. See you guys next time.